We are coming to you live from beautiful Toyota Arena in Ontario, California, for round 3 of what we like to call the I-15 collision between the San Diego Sockers and the Ontario Fury. Hello again, everybody. My name is Christian Philly Filliman. Joining me in the booth is my friend and esteemed colleague, the man who puts a PhD in personality, Jonathan Reimer.
Wow, it's a pleasure to be back as the doctor after a couple weeks of being the patient. My goodness, it's just a pleasure to be anywhere right now, but couldn't be a better place than beautiful Toyota Arena, Ontario, California, for some hot MASL action.
Hot MASL action indeed. In the world of sports, there are certain rivalries that transcend the game itself. In baseball, we got the Yankees and the Red Sox. In football, you got the Packers and the Bears. There's Auburn, Alabama, Duke, UNC, Ali Frazier, Hulk Hogan versus the Macho Man. I can go on and on. But in the world of indoor soccer, in particular MASL, a new rivalry is starting to take hold. A new rivalry is getting the fans watching and talking about it, and I, of course, am talking about the Fury and the Sockers.
Of course, a rematch of last year's Ron Newman Cup Finals. Philly, we've been looking forward to this game for some time, and it took only our second home game of the season, and we're already seeing round 3 of the I-15 collision.
And the first couple of games of this match have been fascinating. It was the Fury in Game 1 that took a 3-goal lead going into the third quarter. But after 6 unanswered goals, it was the Sockers that were hoisting their hands up in victory. Game 2 had a similar set of circumstances, but in the opposite effect, wouldn't you say?
Well, yeah, absolutely. Fury stormed out and were able to come back with an overtime win despite some late heroics by Charlie Gonzalez, and we're looking forward to some wall-to-wall action once again today.
George De Leon, the hero in the past matchup, it was an exciting game. This next chapter of this rivalry is no doubt going to be a fantastic one. When you talk about the Sockers, they have so many tools on their roster that can hurt you. We're talking about Brandon Escoto, their leader in points. We're talking about Charlie Gonzalez, the all-time leader in points as far as the Fury is concerned. He's found his place on this roster. Christian Gutierrez, Guerrero Pino, Boris Pardo, they have so many tools on their staff. And there's no doubt why they're sitting in first place right now, but behind them is the Ontario Fury, a team that's also well-equipped with a lot of talent.
Absolutely. Just 2 points back in those Western Conference standings. A win today would see them leapfrog San Diego into first place. Everything is on the line in this Western Conference, and we could see a brand new first-place team coming out of today. As we get into our keys to the game, Philly, you certainly highlighted we have 2 players on the cusp of some huge, huge milestones. Craig Childs, combined MASL, PASL, just 9 points away from the 600 mark, and of course, Big Frank just about 2 goals away from crossing over that huge landmark of 400 here as well, too.
So many compelling stories. You've got the return of Charlie Gonzalez wearing a uniform that he's never worn before at Toyota Arena, that of the San Diego Sockers. And of course, as you alluded to it, you've got Frank Tayu 2 points away from 400. Frank has been shut down these past couple of matchups, which is very uncharacteristic of him. And as far as the Fury are concerned, they need Frank to get on the boards. Frank is a big part of this Fury team. He's got 9 goals and an assist on the season, 10 points, but the Fury do need Big Frank to wield, as I always say, his mighty scepter and do what he's got to do.
Absolutely. Our first key to the game, get the King back on his throne, Philly. He has been held to 0 for 18 in goals and shots in these first 2 matches. It absolutely must be a big night for Frank if the Fury are going to find themselves in first place.
The next key to the game, and we're going to bring up Big Frank once again, stay out of foul trouble. Frank may be one of the leaders as far as goals are concerned, but without certainty, he is the leader as far as fouls are concerned. With 19 on this MASL season, Frank needs to stay out of foul trouble for the Fury to get any kind of edge.
We saw it absolutely in that first game down in San Diego. The Fury about fouled themselves out of that game with so many of their big stars running up against foul trouble early on in that game. Hairs of that in the second game as well, too, but they were able to get it together and find the W, really hoping the Fury can stay out of foul trouble in tonight's game.
They get a ton of shots. They need to convert them. They need to protect the ball. More importantly, they need Frank a part of this game. The Fury are good without Frank. He didn't score a goal last game, but the Fury still managed to win. We need Frank in this matchup. The Sockers, a plethora of tools. They have to contain. The Fury have to contain the Sockers' attack of Leo, of Tavoy, of Charlie. This is going to be an exciting matchup. We could go on and on as to who's going to hurt who, but as far as the game is concerned, look. They're friends off the turf. Once both teams are on the turf, they're going to be seeing a lot of red. Only one team is going to be singing the blues. Stick around with us for the next 2.5 hours to find out which team that is. We got the Fury, we got the Sockers at Toyota Arena, and we will be back in just a couple of moments for this matchup. We are coming to you live, MASL TV. We will be back in a few moments.
Available interior work surface to work it out up front, plus the capability of available Pro Power on board to work it out in back. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Introducing the all-new 2021 Ford F-150.
Better start saving up for that one, kid.
Everyone deserves a safe, clean place to call home, where children can grow and thrive. At National Community Renaissance, we are addressing our nation's housing crisis, building in tough neighborhoods, and creating communities that support academic achievement, economic mobility, and improved health. With an integrated team of professionals, National Core is transforming lives and communities in California, Florida, Texas, and Arkansas. To learn more, visit nationalcore.org.
lights last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets of red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Go Fury!
What a beautiful rendition of our national anthem as the nation remembers Dr. King. And the Fury take a moment to remember the life of Joseph the Jet Kyrell. We see his framed jersey being presented to his family. Beautiful moment. We'd like to remind you that the officials for today's match are brought to you by Capelli. Capelli is the official uniform sponsor of the MASL game. Today's officials are Crew Chief Josh Wilkins, Referee Joseph Salinas, Assistant Referee Lauren Barnett. Our fourth official today will be Steve Skilly, and man in the sin bin today in the penalty box, we have Daniel Sobieski and George Nojum.
A beautiful tribute indeed to Joseph the Jet Kyrell. For those of you who don't know, Joseph the Jet Kyrell was a member of the Ontario Fury for a couple of seasons. He unfortunately lost his life in a tragic accident. He may be gone, but he is not forgotten. And to see his jersey on the turf, to see his name in the roster, and the Fury always hold a locker room spot with him and his jersey in there, it's always a touching tribute. Rest in peace, Joseph the Jet Kyrell, number 91. We will see that jersey at some point in the rafters here at Toyota Arena.
And we did see today's PA announcer, J.R. Lebert, call his name as part of the starting lineup today, and it got a rousing applause from the audience as his name was called out. Just a wonderful thing to see, Philly.
And shout out to J.R. Lebert, the Scarf, as they lovingly call him, subbing in for John Spire, who was stuck in traffic. And Lord knows, living in Southern California, traffic is always the thing. J.R. Liebert doing a great job on the PA.
Well, we see our officials bringing our game ball out to the mid-pitch here. Just a reminder that the official match ball of the MASL is designed and produced by Flight. Expertly designed for the indoor game, Flight is the premier partner of choice. Flight, challenge everything.
We have both captains of the Fury and the Sockers on center turf. We've got for the Ontario Fury, number 23, Israel Cisse, and of course, for the San Diego Sockers, number 29, Cesar Cerda. This is going to be a great matchup. This is the third straight week in which both these teams have met. It is match 3 of 6 for this season. These teams know each other really well. As far as the starting lineup is concerned, Jonathan, why don't you walk us through who's starting for the Fury?
Well, we've got the Iceman himself, Chris Toth, in goal today. Our defense will be Izzy Cisse and Uzi Tayu. Man in the midfield, Jesus Pacheco and Justin the Stinger Stinson. And, of course, up top, the king himself, Frank Tayu.
Jesus Pacheco emerging as a really big threat for the Ontario Fury. I've been saying that he's going to emerge, and he is their third leading scorer in this young season. 4 goals, 3 assists on the season. Very happy to see the young man progress in his Ontario Fury career.
Yeah, speaking of young men progressing, we got a couple new young boys that are joining the Fury bench today, highlighted by none other than Q Froze himself. For those of you who don't know Q, he scored a wonder golazo of a bicycle kick in that Fury 2W versus Turlock earlier. And of course, if you want to catch that Fury 2 action, they're going to be playing tonight, 6:30 at the Y in Upland. So after this game ends, please head on over and check out what's going on with Fury 2. There is quite a bit of action and talent on that roster.
We're just a couple of seconds away from the kickoff. We can't wait for Chapter 3 of the I-15 collision between the San Diego Sockers and the Ontario Fury. This will be a barn burner, as they have been all year long.
Exciting games, the first two assuredly, and we are in with first place on the line tonight.
Just waiting for both teams to be prepared, waiting for the referees to blow that whistle. And there it is, the Sockers kickoff. Guerrero Pino with the ball, passing it out to center turf to Leo de Oliveira. Leo de Oliveira having himself a great season, having 3 goals and 4 assists on the year with 7 points. Ball finds his way to Boris Pardo. Boris Pardo back in net for the San Diego Sockers. He launches one down to the captain, Craig Childs. Craig Childs, 591 points on the season between not on the season, in his career between MASL and PASL. It'd be incredible if he had 591.
My goodness, what a season that would be.
That wouldn't even be a season. That would be an absolute murder. Charlie Gonzalez, number 21 in blue. It is very odd seeing him in those colors. It is Leo de Oliveira making a move on Uzi Tayu. Uzi, great defense on Leo. Battle on the boards. That ball finds its way out to Izzy. Izzy passing it out to Justin Stinson. Pressure by the San Diego Sockers. That ball nearly gets taken away by Cesar Cerda. Charlie Gonzalez on the ball. Shot blocked off of Izzy Cisse. Uzi out to Jesus Pacheco. Interesting start in the opening minute to this matchup. The I-15 collision, as we lovingly call it, here in Southern California.
Just 110 miles and change separating these two arenas. Beautiful to see so many fans coming out today despite all of the restrictions and other things going on in the world today. Great to see everybody out filling Toyota Arena.
98 miles, 110 miles, 111 miles. From what Google told us, it's 110 between Pechanga and Toyota. But like we said, the distance is getting narrowed in terms of the performance between the Sockers and the Fury.
Just 2 points separating these teams at the top of the Western Conference table.
And we have Rojo passing the ball across center turf. Brandon Escoto making some moves, getting past Robert Palmer. Whistle on the turf.
Palmer got his hands a little high there. Looked like they were allowing advantage to play out, and when nothing seemed to manifest itself, the refs have blown a whistle to the game.
And Robert Palmer staking claim on his Defender of the Year title. He is tied for first with 12 blocks on the season. Berto, by the way, happy birthday, celebrating a birthday yesterday. And you know who else is celebrating a birthday within the next day or so? Our broadcast colleague over at Kansas City, Eric Bergrud. Eric, I know you're listening to us. Happy early birthday, friend.
Happy birthday, Mr. Bergrud.
Berto passing the ball to Loyola Marymount's Christian Alvarado. I say Loyola Marymount because the PA announcer, J.R. the Liebert Scarf, Loyola Marymount graduate. And we see Q Froze, his first bit of action. Q Froze coaching in the youth academy for the Ontario Fury. We got Christian Golden Gutierrez, passes it out, trying to find Brandon Escoto, but he misses. Berto there to pick things up, passing the ball to the hero of the last match, George De Leon. George finds Frank Tayu. Frank, again, uncharacteristically not scoring in 2 straight games, but we got to nod our hats to Mitchell Cardenas and, of course, Guerrero Pino for holding down Frank. Frank may not score goals, though, but he attracts attention and enabled his teammates to find opportunities to find the back of the net.
We've seen Frank seemingly constantly in a double team, and as much as that's been able to stifle the big man, it certainly opens up a body as the ball comes to Frank now.
Charlie takes the ball away from Frank. That ball comes out, intercepted by Israel Cisse. Whistle. Looks like we have a foul on the turf. It goes against the Ontario Fury.
And it's Charlie Gonzalez finding his way down onto the turf here. Certainly going to be a physical matchup between the Fury and Charlie.
There is these boys are all friends, but it's always been exciting matchups, very chippy. Charlie making his first return to the Fury since he was dismissed after the semifinal during the Ron Newman Cup. Charlie, we wondered whether or not he would find his place on this very talented San Diego Sockers roster, but Charlie's done quite well for the Sockers. 4 goals, 3 assists, and a whistle on the turf right now.
Izzy Cisse just getting a little shove from behind there, as this game is going to be a physical one. We'll see if foul trouble plays the same role in today's match that it has in the last two, Philly.
Yeah, foul trouble has been the narrative. Frank, Stinson, Uzi collecting those fouls. Frank, 19 fouls on the season coming in. The undisputed leader in terms of fouls on this young MASL season. Uzi Tayu passing it out to Stinson. Stinson finds Nestor Hernandez. Nestor Hernandez off of the boards. That ball comes back to the hands of Boris Pardo. Former Seton Hall Pirate lets one launch. Down to number 69, Luis Pee-wee Ortega. He launches it off of the boards to Leo de Oliveira. Leo marked by Uzi Tayu. That ball gets picked up, and we have a foul. Foul on the turf. Let's see who it's going to be on. Looks like it's going to be on San Diego. Ball coming back to the Ontario Fury. Goalkeeper distribution for Chris Toth.
Oliveira just coming through the back there.
Chris Toth lets it go to Jesus Pacheco. Jesus passing it back down to Johnny Topete. Johnny's been having a really good season for the Fury. 3 goals, 2 assists on the year. Pacheco out to Topete. Topete off of the boards to himself. Fury on the counter. It is Stinson. Stinson with a shot blocked by Pardo.
Ooh, Pardo dangerously close to coming out of the box on that one.
Fury get the ball back. Frank with a shot off of the boards. Picked up by Topete. Topete outside of the yellow line. He takes a shot blocked by Guerrero Pino. And it's Pacheco there to clean things up. We have 10 minutes and 5 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Still waiting on either team to have a direct shot on goal.
Thought Frank was going to get his foot through that one and find the back of the net. Still shaking off some rust early on in the season for the King.
If you called 9 goals and an assist on the season, Russ, God bless you. Still having a good year despite the fact that he didn't have a goal in the last 2 games. Frank is due for 1. Alvarado off of the boards to Jeff Hughes. Jeff Hughes in the last matchup scoring his first goal. That is Willie Spur. Willie Spur launching one down, intercepted by Guerrero Pino. It is the Sockers on the counter. Pino to Escoto. Escoto with a shot off of the post. There's a shot. There is a goal by Craig Childs. 1-0 San Diego Sockers. It is Craig Childs getting another goal on the season, his 592nd point, and it is the Sockers 1-0. 9 minutes and 22 seconds in the first quarter.
As we see the replay here, of course, the ball just coming off the boards perfectly to the feet of Craig Childs, and he is absolutely never going to miss from that angle.
4th goal of the season, 6-point. Craig Childs, certainly a force to be reckoned with.
What a beautiful goal from Childs, just able to stretch out, get a boot on it, find that top corner. My goodness, that man can play.
There's a good job by the San Diego defense, Guerrero Pino making that play happen. Craig Childs, and there's an interception. Gerardo, who did not play in the last matchup, he takes a shot off of the post.
Great save by Toth.
Chris Toth. Christian Gutierrez passing it out to Rojo. Rojo marked by Frank Tayu, kicking back out to Mitchell Cardenas. Mitchell in his 2nd season with the San Diego Sockers, former Mesquite Outlaw. Izzy Cisse there to intercept the ball. Collision between Cerda and George De Leon. Shot by Tavoy Morgan. Tavoy Morgan, another goal for the season. And it is the 2nd goal for the San Diego Sockers.
This one coming in from downtown. Let's take a look here on the boards as we see a tough collision there. And of course, look at how deep he is and just finding that bottom right-hand corner, just past the outstretched arms of Chris Toth. My goodness, the physical game so far playing in San Diego's direction.
And the San Diego defense certainly looking really good today. 2 goals based on really stellar defensive efforts. Tavoy Morgan with another goal, his 6th on the season, the leading goal scorer for the San Diego Sockers. His first full season after coming off a loan last year from the Harrisburg Heat. And that's Charlie Gonzalez on the counter with just Uzi Tayu to beat. Uzi playing really good defense, taking the ball away from Charlie. The Fury need to do a better job in protecting that ball. It has been the defense of the San Diego Sockers that has led to counters that have turned into goals. It is Pacheco on the counter. He has a shot off of the boards. Rebounded to Justin Stinson. Justin Stinson with a shot. That ball gets blocked by Cerda. And Stinson, good footwork getting past Leo de Oliveira. Stinson out to Topete. Topete out to Berto. 7 minutes and 53 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Frank on the ball, passing to Johnny. Johnny back out to Berto. Berto to Stinson. Stinson, another one of the offensive threats for the Ontario Fury. The young man from St. Charles, Missouri, hometown of the St. Louis Ambush, played some time youth career at West Ham United in England. That's right, folks, West Ham the Hammers. Justin Stinson did spend some time at the Academy of Football. That is Jesus Pacheco passing it out to league veteran Jeff Hughes.
Fury with some sustained possession here, but just unable to cross that yellow line and find themselves into the offensive third.
They find themselves in a hole, 2-0 at home with 7 minutes to go here in this first quarter.
Ooh, Jeff Hughes taking a shot to the face there. Could we see our first trip to the sin bin, or no, it looks like it's just going to be a regular foul.
Incidental contact, restart back to the Fury. Berto utilizing the boards to find Frank Tayu. He is marked by Guerrero Pino, who's done a good job containing the King these past 2 games. Frank had a shot, that ball gets blocked. It is Hughes, out to Alvarado. Alvarado, out to the Stinger. Stinson. Good defense by the Sockers. Stinson tried to make a move off of the boards. Intercepted by Pino, but that ball gets ricocheted off to Willie Spur. Stinson picks things up. It's Charlie marking him. There's a shot, blocked by Boris Pardo. That's the first real good shot that the Ontario Fury have had, and it's taken nearly half of the first quarter for that to go down.
You know, we're used to seeing Frank as the man on the double team, but it looks like Stinson drawing the second defender so far tonight.
Mitchell Cardenas passing the ball down to Escoto. Escoto marked by Stinson. Out to Cardenas. Cardenas playing on Mesquite with George De Leon, by the way. These 2 players know each other exceptionally well. Pardo out of position, crossed the yellow line. Taking a gamble, launching it down low to Tavoy Morgan, who's becoming a real threat. That shot goes wide into the net, and we have a timeout on the turf. 5 minutes and 26 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. It is San Diego 2, the Ontario Fury 0. We will be back in just a couple of moments.
Available interior work surface to work it out in front, plus the capability of available Pro Power on board to work it out and back. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Introducing the all-new 2021 Ford F-150.
Better start saving up for that one, kid.
And we're back from Toyota Arena. Folks, be sure to follow MASL social media. Get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams by following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram and MASL Arena on Twitter. Philly, it has been all soccer so far. A strong defensive performance by San Diego. And of course, Ontario without defender Thiago Gonçalves today as he has picked up a knock, and they certainly need to step it up on the defensive end.
Thiago Gonçalves, no doubt missed. He's the Fury's leader as far as assists goes. He's not here. And the Fury miss Maicon de Abreu. Maicon, we're still waiting for him to come back from his extended honeymoon. Maicon, if you hear us, we miss you. We can't wait to have you back on the Fury roster. We're just waiting on this restart here. 5 minutes and 26 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. It is Uzi Tayu on the ball. Passes it out to George De Leon. Great defense by Pee Wee Ortega. De Leon gets by, kicks the ball out.
We're going to see a top-of-the-arc restart as he was not able to cross the yellow line before he fired that ball into the San Diego bench, Philly.
Once again, the storyline is the defense of the San Diego Sockers. They came ready to play. 111 miles, no big deal. Clearly not fatigued by the travel. San Diego Sockers looking very good here in this first quarter.
Utilizing that high press extremely well so far.
And it's Charlie Gonzalez on the restart. See what Charlie does. Passes out to Leo. That ball gets blocked by George De Leon. Out off of the boards. Nestor Hernandez pressuring. Escoto trying to get by Nestor. He passes the ball back down to Cardenas. Mitchell Cardenas down to Rojo. Rojo back to Cardenas, pressured by Berto. Ball finds its way to Pardo. Off the boards, there's George De Leon to clean things up. Off to Nestor Hernandez. And there's a run on the ball. It's Cardenas winning the foot race. And there's a foul, and it looks like it's on Berto. Ball comes back to San Diego. Charlie Gonzalez, he lets one go off of the board. To Tavoy Morgan. Good defense by Johnny Topete. Jesus Pacheco on the counter, trying to thread the needle to find Jeff Hughes. But there's Tavoy to Charlie. Charlie with a shot. Blocked by Uzi Tayu. Good defense by last season's honorable mention. Uzi Tayu, the older brother of Frank, but you already know that. Rojo. Back down to Pardo. 4 minutes and 10 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Good defense by Pacheco. Juan Gonzalez makes his return to San Diego. He catches the ball back. Lets one go, trying to find Craig Childs. That ball comes off the board. Childs marked by Alvarado. Childs back out to Gonzalez. Juan Gonzalez, that is. Back out to center turf to Guerrero Pino. Pressure by Jeff Hughes.
No, actually the power cord came out. But it's back in. You got
3 minutes and 35 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Cardenas.
Okay.
Crossing center turf. Soccer's maintaining a decent amount of possession here in the first quarter, Jonathan.
Yeah, and able to maintain possession through the change there, keeping fresh legs on for the Sockers and not so for the Furious. Oh, a turnover.
Turnover by Berto. And there's Alvarado out into the stands. Restart for the Sockers.
They're going to call deflection on that, so not top of the arc. A break there for the Fury.
Berto making a really good case as to why he should be the reigning defending defender of the year. Want to welcome Jeff Burham, the owner of the Ontario Fury, in the booth. Hello, Jeff. Nice to see you. Shot by the Sockers, off of the boards.
Jeff, a man of many hats, was out there fixing the turf before the game. Talk about passion and dedication to the team.
Leo. Launching one down off of the boards. Berto there to pick things off. There's Q.
Hope we get to see another bicycle goal by Q today like we saw in the M2 game last week.
Had a fantastic goal against Turlock in the last matchup, and congratulations to Fury, too, on their first win of their young M2 season. He had himself a hat trick.
And a great call by none other than Mike Cepeda, our director, who was getting on the other side of the mic for Mike in that F2 game.
Charlie, that ball gets intercepted by Stinson. Stinson in traffic, picked off by Leo. Leo gets by Willie Spur on the counter. And there's Willie Spur getting the ball back. That finds its way to Gutierrez. Gutierrez to Leo with a shot. Saved by Chris Toth.
Looked like they were trying to find Cesar Cerda at that back post there, but not far enough away from the hands of Cristo.
Frank. Back across to George De Leon. De Leon to Dopete. Marked by Escoto. Good movement by Topete, but that ball gets picked off by San Diego. Topete still with it, and it's Frank, intercepted by San Diego. De Leon crossing the yellow line. Back out to Jeff Hughes, Covington, Kentucky's finest. and a former PASL MVP, if I do say so.
Jeff Hughes certainly put his stamp on this last game, finding himself a goal in that first quarter last week.
The Fury are very fortunate to have a man of his knowledge and leadership on their roster.
Talk about knowledgeable. My goodness, you get that man talking about this game. He is a fountain of information.
A plethora of knowledge indeed, and a goal scorer this season. Off of the boards to Frank. Frank marked by Cardenas. Back out to George. George to Topete. Less than a minute to go here in the first quarter. Topete utilizing the boards to find Uzi. Uzi picked off in traffic. And it is Boris Pardo letting one rip, finding Christian Gutierrez. Gutierrez with only Topete to beat. It looks like there's a whistle and the foul is going to go on the Fury. It is against Johnny Topete.
Fury certainly arguing that they got on the right side of the ball on that one. Kind of looked like San Diego might have kicked into the back. Let's take a look at the replay here. Kind of hard to tell, but for those of you who haven't watched the new Denzel's Macbeth, what is foul is not always fair, and what is fair always foul.
Well stated. You've motivated me to go watch TV later on this evening.
Certainly looked that way.
It is the Sockers on the restart. And the Sockers utilizing Charlie. And it looks like Craig Childs. It is Craig Childs. No, it is Charlie. Off of the boards. Intercepted. Back out. Escoto. 28 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Nestor Hernandez pressuring the ball. Back down to Pardo. Pardo finding Charlie. Charlie back out to Guerrero Pino. 15 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Off of the boards to Tavoy Morgan. Tavoy marked by Israel Cisse. Intercepted by Nestor.
Just 10 seconds left. Oh, Nestor goes down
He
hard.
had his pocket picked by Guerrero Pino, but Israel Cisse there to protect his man. And that is the buzzer. First quarter ends. No foul on Israel Cisse, but that is how the first quarter ends, folks. It is the San Diego Sockers up 2-0 on the Ontario Fury. Here, Toyota.
Oh, and we got a
yellow
Tweety
card.
Bird.
First Tweety sighting. Yellow card for dissent.
Wow. The Fury were certainly getting the rough end of San Diego there on a couple hard plays, and for voicing himself, it looks like Frank is going to be heading to the bin for 5.
We'll be back in a couple of moments. We're going to go to a short commercial break. Powered by Ford. We'll be back in a couple of moments.
Am I recording you? Am I getting you? Amber, you getting this?
Available interior work surface to work it out in front. Plus the capability of available Pro Power on board to work it out in back. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Introducing the all-new 2021 Ford F-150.
Better start saving up for that one, kid.
Everyone deserves a safe, clean place to call home, where children can grow and thrive. At National Community Renaissance, we are addressing our nation's housing crisis, building in tough neighborhoods and creating communities that support academic achievement, economic mobility, and improved health. With an integrated team of professionals, National Corps is transforming lives and communities in California, Florida, Texas, and Arkansas. To learn more, visit nationalcorps.org.
And we are back in Toyota Arena with some MASL action. We saw a great fan highlight, none other than LaSharon herself, getting a shout out from your lovely wife, Philly, as the fan of the game.
There's a red out here at Toyota Arena, and LaSharon has dyed her hair red. A longtime Fury fan. We love LaSharon. Well deserving of the fan spotlight for today's game. And just to let you know, it's Israel Cisse who got the yellow card for dissent. Looks like it is Frank in the box serving the first couple of minutes for that.
Frank wearing the captain's armband, he should be allowed to go up to the ref and have a question or two, but refs clearly did not like what he had to say.
A couple of moments away from the start of the second quarter. The Sockers up 2-0 on the Fury. And we're about to get underway here in the second quarter, as Jesus Pacheco and Nestor Hernandez at center turf. Whistle blows, and we're underway. Israel Cisse, marked by Sean Callahan. Sean Callahan, a member of Sockers 2, is in his first season with the team. He got promoted, well-deserved for Sean Callahan. Backheel pass, trying to find Israel Cisse, and it looks like Izzy's going to get a foul for pushing Guerrero Pino. That ball comes back to San Diego on the restart. Guerrero Pino there to kick things back off for San Diego.
San Diego outshot the Sockers 8-4 in that first quarter. Fury are going to have to get more shots off if they're going to find themselves back in this game, Philly.
San Diego could not outshoot themselves, my friend. It was the Fury, but I know what you mean. Tavoy Morgan, marked by Topete. Tavoy off of the boards, picked up and clean by Chris Toth. Chris Toth, who came into the matchup last game in the second quarter, did a really good job subbing in for Clayson DeLima. He launches the ball. That gets intercepted. Another turnover by the Fury.
Clearly having some trouble clearing their own zone tonight.
And that's what's been killing them. It's the turnovers. It's the ball control. It's the possession. San Diego's been there to clean things up, and then that's how they've scored their goals. Craig Childs, marked by Topete. Childs out to Rojo, marked by Froze. Froze picks it off. But there's Cardenas to get the ball back to Rojo. Uzi Tayu. Cardenas trying to find Craig Childs down in the low block. He's marked by Topete. Charlie Gonzalez. Off the boards to Rojo. Childs, nice pass to Rojo. There's nearly had himself a shot. Picked off by Justin Stinson. Stinson on the counter, getting by Charlie Gonzalez. Justin Stinson, one of the best midfielders in this league. Fancy footwork, no doubt, by the Stinger. There's Topete to Willie Spur. Willie Spur in his first full season with the Ontario Fury, coming to the Fury from the Tacoma Stars. Alvarado back down to Nestor. Nestor marked by Cardenas. Good defense by the San Diego Soccer. Nestor out to Berto. Berto passing it out to Willie Spur. Willie Spur making a name for himself on this Fury lineup. Off of the boards to Nestor. Nestor trying to find some space. Out to Alvarado. To Berto. Berto nearly finding himself some space. Passes it out back to Nestor. Alvarado. To the hero of the last game, George De Leon. Fury trying to find some space, but the Sockers are doing a really good job plugging in the holes.
Soccer's been keeping that extra man on the yellow line, making penetration into the zone all that much more difficult for Ontario.
Their defense has been on par, and that's why they're up 2-0 here in this matchup. Alvarado back out to Willie Spur. Spur trying to find some space. Passing the ball out to Hernandez. Nestor out to Alvarado. Alvarado with a shot. That ball gets deflected off of Charlie to George De Leon. Line change for the Fury. Alvarado to Pacheco. Stinson, the second leading scorer on the Fury this season. He has a shot high off of the boards. for the Fury to get going. If it's not Frank, it's got to be Justin Stinson, Doctor.
Amen. The Stinger's got to put his mark on this game if the Fury are going to get back in.
There's Israel Cisse, former LA Galaxy player. Israel Cisse, a fascinating story. At 17 years of age, after graduating high school, shared a locker with none other than David Beckham for the LA Galaxy.
Well, that's a name if there ever was one.
Never heard of him. David Beckham who? There's Stinson. Back out to Cisse. Cisse to Pacheco. Pacheco crossing the yellow line. Back out to Cisse. Cisse, the longest running member of the Ontario Fury, there since day one. Stinson, backheel pass, trying to find his teammate Hughes. That ball gets picked off by Gerardo. Good defense by the young Pacheco. Pacheco's been everywhere this season, and the Fury are fortunate. There's the Sockers on the counter. It is Gutierrez. Gutierrez with a shot. Cristian Gutierrez, who scores a goal here. That is the third goal for the San Diego Sockers. Cristian Gutierrez has been finding success here in Toyota Arena. Let's take a look at that replay once again.
Just see Toth committing himself a little too far forward here and not able to get that ball as he just cheeky outside of the foot, tucks it in right off of the post. My goodness, what a goal.
They called him Golden Gutierrez last season, and Cristian Gutierrez finding the back of the net yet again for his fourth goal of the season and his 5th point. The Fury find their backs against the wall, 3-0. 10 minutes and 29 seconds left to go here in the second quarter, and this game has been all San Diego.
Well, that's going to be a highlight goal for this week. And, of course, it's ski season, folks. So grab that lift pass, get up to the top of the hill, strap on your Boss Juvanskis, and skate on into some MASL Primetime. MASL Primetime, the home for the best highlights, interviews, and actions from the MASL each week. Catch the latest episode each Friday on MASL TV with none other than Alex Boss Juvanski.
I like what you did there. Ball off of the boards to Uzi Tayu. Out to De Leon. Again, the Fury find themselves in a hole 3-0. But as we've seen in this series, if it's a 3-goal lead or a 4-goal lead, it doesn't matter. Either team has found their way back into the game. A 3-goal lead, nothing in the world of indoor soccer.
Fury attempting to play the ball off the boards twice there, but not being able to find anyone on the other end.
Topete. Out to Berto. Berto trying to find some space. Passes down to George De Leon. De Leon, the former Mesquite outlaw. Berto. To Topete. Back to Berto. Who is going to come out from the Fury to be a hero today? We haven't seen much from Ontario today. Again, all San Diego. Guerrero Pino there to pick things off. And there's Johnny Topete. Johnny Topete, he himself is having a good season this year, Jonathan. Wearing number 11, that of Charlie Gonzalez. Johnny finding himself with a couple of goals and a couple of assists on the season. Really good year for Johnny Topete. Breakout year for the defender himself, the veteran, and former San Diego Soccer.
Yeah, 3 goals, 2 assists, 5 points in the young season so far for Topete.
Jeff Hughes, marked by Pino. Picked off by San Diego. Another turnover by the Ontario Fury. And there's Stinson on the counter. Berto. And is the Fury and is the Sockers there to pick things off? Nope. Back to Ontario, and there's Stinson. Stinson out to his teammate Pacheco. 8 minutes and 29 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. Line change by the Fury. Emmanuel Aguirre into the game, number 20. Passes the ball out to Spur. Spur back out to Aguirre. Alvarado. Down to Nestor. He's marked by Pino. Pino's had shut down defense all game long thus far, and all season thus long against the Fury. Aguirre to Spur. Spur trying to find some teammates down low. Off of the boards to Stinson. Picked off by Escoto. Stinson back on the ball. He has a shot. That ball gets blocked. And it is Charlie. Spur with a shot. Blocked by Pardo.
Great save by Pardo. Just able to get a foot on that shot by Spur.
Whistle.
Oh, and we got ourselves a Smurf sighting. as Stinson gets his feet absolutely cleaned out from underneath him there.
Let's take a look at the replay. Once again, Boris Pardo making a fantastic save. We're looking at the foul right now. Smurf sighting for...
Looks like Rojo that's going to the sin bin.
And the Fury have their first power play of the matchup. The Fury, in terms of their power play this season, at 43%. They were at 75% at one point, Jonathan. They have an advantage. Can the Fury finally get on the scoring line with the man advantage going in with 7 minutes and 34 seconds?
Well, San Diego have actually outscored the Fury on Fury power plays so far in this season. So San Diego's been doing a fantastic job, a 75%, well above league average penalty kill so far. It's time for the Fury to start swinging those numbers back the other way if they're going to claw back into this game, facing a 3-0 deficit here in the second quarter, Philly.
And it looks like we have our first media timeout. 7 minutes and 34 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. It is the San Diego Sockers 3, the Ontario Fury 0. We will be back in just a moment.
We can talk about vaccine hesitancy.
There is a subcategory that is afraid about the speed at which the vaccine was developed. The pioneers are just amazing, incredible individuals. I mean, we're standing on the work that they did.
It really wasn't rushed through. It's extremely difficult to predict who's going to die from COVID and who's not going to die from it.
We got a restart here for the Fury at the side of the foul, a chance to try and get themselves back in this game.
With the man advantage, it's Topete on the restart. Back heel pass to Pacheco. Pacheco out to Spur. Spur finding Stinson. Stinson back out to Spur. Pacheco. Can the Fury find some space? Can the Fury find a shot? There's one. Off of the boards. Pacheco close, but wide left. Another opportunity. Willie Spur. To Stinson. Stinson and Topete off of the boards. And there's a whistle, a foul on Topete, foul on Cardenas. The Sockers pick things off again.
The fans here in Toyota Arena are certainly not liking the whistles so far tonight.
And they're not liking the performance of the home team either. The home team getting dominated. Cardenas. Off of the boards. To Pacheco. 6 minutes and 48 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. Fury with the man advantage, the power play. Can they convert? They're at 43% on the season, needing to up those numbers in order to have a successful campaign. Spur. Down to Stinson. Near shot. Just missed. That was the closest opportunity the Fury have had all game long. Stinson nearly with a goal.
Topete nearly getting on the back end there to clean up that rebound as well too, but once again the stifling defense of San Diego comes up big.
Got 39 seconds left to go in this power play. Pacheco back out to Spur. Spur to Stinson. Back to his roommate, Willie Spur. Off the boards to Frank. Frank picked up. San Diego clears. Rojo clears that ball. 17 seconds left to go here in the power play. Can the Fury get another shot off before they have an equal man situation? Spur. Out to Topete. Topete, we know he has a rocket of a shot. Waiting to see that. Spur trying to create himself some space. Out to Topete. Topete off the boards. Stinson. Shot blocked by Pardo.
And we're back to even strength.
Great penalty kill by the Sockers. They have been exceptional this season. 75% penalty kill prior to that, and they upped their numbers after this last penalty kill. Spur in traffic. Picked up by Rojo.
Ooh, that one off the face of Stryker there.
Stryker needing to get the crowd into it. Stryker, my opinion, one of the best mascots, not only in indoor soccer, perhaps in all of sports.
Amen to that.
Sockers. Leo. Off of the boards to Charlie. Still odd seeing Charlie Gonzalez in a blue jersey, but it is what it is. Cardenas out to Pardo. Pardo coming out, trying to find Tavoy Morgan. Dumps it off of the boards. He's marked by Cisse. Tavoy finding some space. Good block by the captain himself, Israel Cisse. 4 minutes and 40 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. Jonathan, yet again, all Sockers.
A huge block by Cisse, and dare I say it, seems an often tired phrase in this league, but the next goal is huge. A 4-0 deficit is going to be a very difficult one to climb your way back up from, as yet another whistle goes San Diego's way here.
San Diego's going to get the restart. And it is the Sockers on the restart, utilizing Charlie in every restart thus far that we've seen. Passes it out to Childs. There's a shot. We've got another San Diego goal. Another goal by the Sockers. The Fury finding themselves in an even bigger hole at this point. It has been all San Diego here with 4 minutes and 19 seconds left to go here in the second quarter.
Well, looks like an absolute training pitch goal here. This is clearly something San Diego has worked out. The click ball here into the corner to Childs. Childs finding Morgan at the back corner here. And despite a defender and a keeper in the line of that shot, both thinking the other was going to block it, and, well, the ball finds itself in the back of the net. It is now San Diego 4, Ontario nothing.
Tavoy Morgan gets the credit for the goal, his second of the game and his 7th of the season. Tavoy Morgan, a heck of a pickup from Harrisburg. Does Harrisburg miss him? Probably, but San Diego loves him.
He was certainly a game changer for them in the postseason last year and has been an all-star performer so far this season.
That he has. We are under 4 minutes to go here in the first half. Frank Tayu, marked by Pino.
We certainly haven't been saying Frank's name enough so far today. We talked about it as our first key to the game. We've got to get the King back on his throne, Philly.
He stayed out of foul trouble, but we need more from the King himself. He catches the ball off the boards. Guerrero Pino has had his number thus far. Frank, gets by Gutierrez. Takes a shot blocked by Pino. Topete.
Frank not happy with the physical contact against him, but no whistle going the Fury's way for him so far.
If they shut down Frank, somebody else from the Fury needs to step up, and thus far nobody on the Fury has stepped up. Justin Stinson had a near attempt, but that's been it thus far for the Fury. Stinson passes it back out to Berto. Berto to Pacheco. Back out to Robert Palmer. 2 minutes and 55 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. San Diego up 4-0 on the Fury, or if you are just tuning in right now. Whistle on the turf.
Well, Stinson taking an elbow, getting thrown down there. He's not happy that it's just a regular whistle, but once again, the Fury are going to have a great opportunity, although the ball a little further back than they feel the foul was spotted at.
On the restart, we've got Willie Spur. Spur out to Frank. Frank back out to Stinson. Stinson to Spur. Creating some space. Back out to Topete. Topete with a shot. Deflected.
Ooh.
Oh, if it wasn't for Pardo, that nearly got deflected in off of Pino, but Pino there making another great save, another great deflection. And it's the Sockers on the counter. Tavoy off of the boards. Tavoy blocked.
Blocked by his own teammate there. Oh, no. Looks like it was Rojo who just got a heel on the ball. Thankful the Fury fans are to the play of Juan Manuel Rojo.
Tavoy Morgan. Great ball control to Charlie off of the boards. Tavoy. Another goal by the Sockers. Heck of a play by Charlie Gonzalez. Heck of a goal by Tavoy Morgan. Tavoy's got a hat trick on the game. Let's take a look at the replay.
As we see here, Fury get a chance to stuff it. Tavoy, the strongman, comes through, able to get the ball back off the boards. And Willie Spur not up to the defensive effort there twice. And unfortunately, it is now San Diego 5, Ontario 0 for your Fury fans. San Diego Sockers fans, you got to be loving this.
If you're a Sockers fan, you're loving this. If you're a Fury fan, you're freaking out. But the game is not over yet, folks. There's still plenty of time in this matchup. Can the Fury turn things around? Jimmy Nordberg is going to have to yell at his troops and do what he can to spark some kind of offense from his team, because we have seen none thus far in this opening half.
Well, his face is about as red as his sweater right now looking down at the bench, and I don't blame Nordberg for being frustrated at the moment.
No, the red out was meant to be in the stands, not on the face of the head coach. George De Leon passes it out to Alvarado. Alvarado with a shot off of the boards. Picked up De Leon with a shot. Boom! Golazo! Here comes the boom. George De Leon finally gets the Ontario Fury on the score sheet. Look at the replay. George De Leon, another goal this season.
Has a little trick, fakes the shot, then just finds the top of the shelf. My goodness, nothing Pardo could do about that one. Great fake, gets the separation, and finds himself in the back of the net. And you can see quite a bit of emotion running through the Fury right now as they're trying to claw themselves back into this game.
Can this be the turnaround that they were looking for? Because boom, here comes the boom. George De Leon with his 4th goal of the season. George De Leon, a very, very welcome addition to this Ontario Fury team. Let's see what the Fury can do. They find themselves down 5-1. Their first goal. Couple of minutes to go until the end of the half. Pacheco trying to find Hernandez. 1:13 left to go here in the second quarter. Gerardo to Cardenas. Cardenas trying to find Tavoy again. Nice back heel pass by Stinson to Cisse. Under a minute left to go here in the second quarter. Tavoy Morgan, and it's the Sockers on the counter. 2-on-1. Gerardo with a shot blocked by Chris Toth. Heck of a save. Fury on the counter. Nestor Hernandez getting in the way. It's unbelievable. Berto, 33 seconds left to go. Can the Fury fire one off again?
Oh, Fury had an awesome chance at an advantage there, but blocked by the ref.
Whistle. Really? And it looks like it's going to come back to San Diego. 21.7 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. Pardo lets one rip. And there's the foul on Johnny Topete. Looks like he elbowed Brandon Escoto.
It looks like the foul's going the other way. It looks like they're calling Escoto for the push on that one.
Well, that's an interesting turn of events. The Fury haven't gotten many calls their way. It's been all San Diego in terms of goals and calls thus far. 19.4 seconds left to go. Fury with the restart. It is Topete. Topete lets one off of the boards. Try to find Frank. Berto to Aguirre. 15 seconds left to go. Aguirre to Berto. Under 10. Oh, Berto tried to chip it in past Pardo. Pardo launching one down, trying to find Escoto on the counter. He is marked. Good defense by Topete. And that is the end. There's the whistle. That is the end of the second quarter. The Ontario Fury finally get themselves on the scoring column, but they still find themselves in a 4-goal deficit, down 5-1 against the San Diego Sockers. Doctor.
Well, let's check out a couple replays here from the goal scoring in this here first half, and it's going to be a lot of blue finding the back of the net here, Philly.
A lot of blue indeed. And, I mean, the story has been the San Diego defense.
Here we see Childs just stretching out and finding that first goal of the game here. Beautiful bit of offensive work from him.
Great movement by Gerardo. Gerardo there off of the boards.
Fantastic save on that shot by Toth.
But that's been the man of the match thus far, Tavoy Morgan. Tavoy Morgan, one of the most dangerous players at this point in Major Arena Soccer League. We're taking a look at his replays again.
Finding
he fires one past Chris Toth.
Downtown.
Tavoy already, 2 quarters in, finds himself with a hat trick. What are the Fury going to do to stop him in the second half?
Well, it's going to have to take a better defensive effort than we saw as far as what we've seen in this first 2 quarters here. And the Fury have got to be much better about clearing their own defensive end. This goal, something that absolutely cannot happen. A beautiful, cheeky shot there from Gutierrez, but, you know, look, Toth, for being one of the best keepers in the game, has certainly got to be better on that. But that's going to make the highlight reel this week, that's for sure.
Excellent spacing right there. Again, the end of the second quarter finds the scoring line. San Diego 5, the Ontario Fury 1. We'll see what happens coming back into the third quarter, but the Fury find themselves in a hole. The Sockers, first place in the West, clearly showing that in this game thus far, they've been the best.
Yeah, and the Fury clearly missing the likes of Diego Gonçalves as he unfortunately picked up a knock and is unavailable today. And the rest of the defensive effort just simply hasn't been up to par today. And, you know, hats off to San Diego. Their press has been incredibly effective so far. They've been a very offensive-minded team, and have found the back of that net 5 times today.
At the end of the first quarter, it was the Sockers up 8-4 in terms of shots. As far as the second quarter is concerned, the Fury found themselves back in the game. It was equal at 5-5, but the Fury need to do a lot more to get back into this game. They just need to control the ball. No careless turnovers, but it's been all San Diego. Heck of a defense. Tavoy Morgan thus far being the player of the game. Jimmy Norberg needs to rally his troops.
Well, Philly, we talked about it in our keys to the game. We wanted to see Frank come out and have a good performance. We haven't heard much from the King. We talked about how the Fury needed to be better on the ball, clear in their own zone. We certainly haven't seen that so far. We talked about how the Fury need to keep those big guns of San Diego off the score sheet, and they have failed to do so far, capitulating 5 times. And sad to say that we called it the wrong direction so far, but we're going to go ahead and cut it out for halftime, folks. We appreciate you watching here on MASL TV, and we'll be right back with the second half.
Available interior work surface to work it out up front, plus the capability of available Pro Power on board to work it out and back. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Introducing the all-new 2021 Ford F-150.
We can talk about vaccine hesitancy.
There is a subcategory that is afraid about the speed at which the vaccine was developed. The pioneers are just amazing, incredible individuals. I mean, we're standing on the work that they did.
It really wasn't rushed through. It's extremely difficult to predict who's going to die from COVID and who's not going to die from it.
Everyone deserves a safe, clean place to call home, where children can grow and thrive. At National Community Renaissance, we are addressing our nation's housing crisis, building in tough neighborhoods and creating communities that support academic achievement, economic mobility, and improved health. With an integrated team of professionals, National Core is transforming lives and communities in California, Florida, Texas, and Arkansas. To learn more, visit nationalcore.org.
Available interior work surface to work it out up front, plus the capability of available Pro Power on board to work it out and back. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Introducing the all-new 2021 Ford F-150.
We can talk about vaccine hesitancy.
There is a subcategory that is afraid about the speed at which the vaccine was developed. The pioneers are just amazing, incredible individuals. I mean, we're standing on the work that they did.
It really wasn't rushed through. It's extremely difficult to predict who's going to die from COVID and who's not going to die from it.
Everyone deserves a safe, clean place to call home, where children can grow and thrive. At National Community Renaissance, we are addressing our nation's housing crisis, building in tough neighborhoods and creating communities that support academic achievement, economic mobility, and improved health. With an integrated team of professionals, National Corps is transforming lives and communities in California, Florida, Texas, and Arkansas. To learn more, visit nationalcorps.org.
Available interior work surface to work it out up front, plus the capability of available Pro Power on board to work it out in back. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Introducing the all-new 2021 Ford F-150.
We can talk about vaccine hesitancy.
There is a subcategory that is afraid about the speed at which the vaccine was developed. The pioneers are just amazing, incredible individuals. I mean, we're standing on the work that they did.
It really wasn't rushed through. It's extremely difficult to predict who's going to die from COVID and who's not going to die from it. We can talk about vaccine hesitancy.
There is a subcategory that is afraid about the speed at which the vaccine was developed. The pioneers are just amazing, incredible individuals. I mean, we're standing on the work that they did.
It really wasn't rushed through. It's extremely difficult to predict who's going to die from COVID and who's not going to die from it.
Yeah, Hey guys, not the start that the Fury wanted going into the half, being down 5-1. But hey, they're no strangers to being down at the half and coming from behind. I spoke to Jimmy Nordberg right before the half, and he said, we really need to step up our defensive game, be a little more aggressive on the ball and prevent those goals from happening. But we also need to kind of get a little bit better on the ball, make some better passes, make some better movement, and create some more chances so that we can get some goals and that we can tie this game up, come from behind, and hopefully pull out a win. So let's see if that can happen. It's indoor soccer. We know anything can happen at this point. We've seen it both times in the previous games, and I have no doubt that we're probably going to see some really exciting actions going to happen. So stick around, and yeah, I'm ready. Let's go, Fury. Back to you guys in the booth.
Well, we're getting ready for the start of the third quarter in the second half here, and perhaps some of these MASL fans here, certainly the Fury ones, might need a chance to chill. What a perfect time to remind you of Chill Brands. Chill.com, the official CBD brand of the MASL, helping our athletes reach their maximum potential by promoting proper and expedited recovery. Welcome to the club, Chill. The refs are going to go ahead and place that Flight ball right out there, center of the field. Of course, Flight, the official match ball of the MASL, designed and produced by Flight, expertly designed for the indoor game. Flight is the premier partner of choice. Flight, challenge everything. Of course, we'd like to thank Capelli as well, too, the official sponsor for kits for the MASL. Today's officials brought to you by Capelli. Capelli, the official uniform sponsor of the MASL.
We're about ready to start the third quarter here at Toyota Arena. Be interesting to have been a fly on the wall in both locker rooms. If you're the San Diego Sockers, I bet you Phil would have said, hey, you guys are doing great. You could double up the scoreline. Fantastic. Keep playing defense. Good stuff. I imagine there were far more expletives yelled out by Jimmy Nordberg in the Fury locker room. But hopefully he kicks some sense into his team, because right now it is the San Diego Sockers that are making the Ontario Fury see blue this entire matchup. And we are underway here in the third quarter at Toyota Arena. If you're just tuning in right now, the Sockers are up 5-1 on the home team Fury. And we have Willie Spur, marked by Charlie Gonzalez. He passes it out to Nestor Hernandez. Nestor. Guerrero Pino has been everywhere. Anytime anybody has made any kind of threat, it's been Guerrero Pino playing exceptionally well defense, thwarting any kind of offense that the Fury are trying to bring.
Certainly the defensive player of the half. We'll see if that extends its way through the final two quarters.
Last season, it was only the Sockers only had one player that made any all-MASL team anything, and that was Serta. But the Sockers, their team looks great thus far this season. Frank Tayu on the ball, marked by Pino. Back heels pass. Shot blocked by Boris Pardo. Emmanuel Aguirre getting a shot on target. And that ball goes out of play. Restart back to the Ontario Fury. Berto out to De Leon. De Leon finding the King. And there's Pino once again blocking the shot by the King. Guerrero Pino has been a thorn in the side of the King. Topete. Blocked again by the Sockers. That ball comes out of play. Restart back to the Ontario Fury.
Yeah, certainly blocks have been the key to San Diego's success so far. Seems like every time the Fury are trying to find the back of the net, there's a blue man in between.
On the restart, Topete backheel passes to Stinson. Stinson with some space. And that's Gutierrez thwarting that effort. Berto with a... They try to find De Leon. And that's going to be a call on Berto. Blue card. We're seeing a Smurf. Smurf sighting.
It's going to be boarding. Berto not happy with the call. Charlie certainly taking a spill into the boards here as we see the replay. Yeah, Berto got a shoulder in there. Can't do that, certainly against the boards. And it's going to be San Diego's chance to go on the power play, something they have converted at 71% so far this season, Philly.
You want to talk about 71%? The Ontario Fury's penalty kill has been 38%. This has been a problem the Fury had since last season. Unable to kill the penalty, the Sockers have a really good chance at extending their scoring on. Let's see what the penalty kill for the Fury can do.
Well, we talked about it in our keys to the game. Stay out of foul trouble, especially without Gonsalves out there.
Childs to Tavoy. Tavoy back out to Childs. Childs to Tavoy. Threads the needle, passes it out. Childs with a shot, blocked by Israel Cisse. Nestor tried to clear things up, but it's Childs passing it back out to Charlie. Charlie relatively quiet within this matchup. Escoto out to Childs. Childs back down to Tavoy. A dangerous target forward. And a hat trick thus far if you're just tuning in right now. Charlie to Leo. Dumping it down low. Nestor intercepting the ball off of the boards. Nestor on the counter. The Sockers get back on defense, but Nestor still trying to make his play past Charlie. He gets by.
Smart move by Nestor to just collect the ball, maintain possession, run down some clock. Superman showing some moves out there.
And that is the storyline. Can the Fury maintain better possession? Their possession has led to more turnovers. More turnovers has led to more San Diego Sockers goals. As the Fury find themselves down 5-1 here with 12 minutes and 1 second left to go here in the third quarter. Childs. Down to Leo. Leo dumping it down low. Good defense by Uzi Tayu. And there's Nestor. Trying to clear it, but Charlie Gonzalez there to intercept. Childs out to Tavoy. Tavoy with a shot. Off of the post. That was a near opportunity. Childs back out to Charlie. Tavoy already has himself 3 goals. Can he have a 4th? Leo out to Tavoy. Tavoy is open. Charlie Gonzalez. Good block by Israel Cisse. Cleared by the Fury, and it's Berto. 1-on-1. Berto with an attempt. Blocked by Boris Pardo. Still has it, but Pardo is there to pick things off. Frank intercepts with a shot. Off to the right. Childs there to clean things up. Leo de Oliveira getting by Pacheco. He dumps it down low. Intercepted by Uzi Tayu. A near goal by the Fury, Jonathan.
Almost getting the Sockers back for the shorthanded goal they scored last week. And, you know, Frank just seems to be slightly off the mark in these 3 games. I believe that is his 20th shot without finding the back of the net in these last 3 games versus the Sockers. You know, despite his dominance in those first 3 games of the season, he seems to have hit a cold stretch here at just the wrong time for the Fury.
It's been slightly more exciting these 4 minutes here for the Fury. Aguirre. And there's a whistle on the turf. Foul, without a doubt, on Brandon Escoto. Restart back to the Fury.
That would be Brandon Escoto's 2nd foul of the game so far. Nobody really approaching foul trouble. He's the first one to find himself in double digits, unless you count Frank with a yellow and a regular foul.
And it's Topete on the restart. Finding Stinson. Stinson back out to Topete. Stinson trying to get by Gerardo. Dumps it down low to Frank. Frank marked by Cardenas. Frank back out to Topete. Topete with a shot off of the boards. And there's Rojo there to clean things up. He launches one down. And that ball comes out of play. Restart on the Fury. And it is Robert Palmer passing it out to Pacheco. Berto. Down low to Frank. And it's Cardenas. Oh!
It's an own
and
goal.
It's an own goal. Wherever it comes from, it doesn't matter. Certainly not a golazo, but a goal nonetheless.
Let's catch the replay. It looks like Luis Ortega who tries to poke that one out and finds himself in the back of the wrong net. No, forgive me, I'm sorry. That is Juan Manuel Rojo.
Rojo certainly seeing red on that own goal. Pardo not able to pick things off, and look at that. It is 5-2. An accidental 5-2, but 5-2 nonetheless. The Fury back in this game, only down 3 at this point.
Well, we said the Fury needed to find the back of the net, and San Diego giving them a leg up. Could this be the turning point in the game?
And this isn't the first time that the Sockers have had an own goal. The Sockers have done, even in the previous matchup, done a decent job of fighting the back of the net for the Fury. Let's see if this costs the Sockers at the end of the day. 9 minutes and 56 seconds left to go. 5-2 here at Toyota Arena. Sockers up on the Ontario Fury. And that is Toth trying to dump it down low, but Leo with a shot off of the boards. Willie Spur there to clean things up. Guerrero Pino passes it back down to Boris Pardo. Pressured by Nestor. Ball comes down low to Leo. Thought it was going to go out, but no. And that is Cisse on Leo. Leo passes it out to number 29, Cesar Cerda. Leo back out to Cerda. Cerda marked, little pressure by Uzi Tayu. Charlie back out to Escoto. Escoto marked by Hernandez. Soccer is trying to find some spacing. Fury defense looking a lot better in the second half than they did in the first. Ball off of the boards, picked up by Chris Toth.
Using his big frame to trap the ball there. Great work by Toth as he rolls it out.
Passes it out to Topete. Topete to Aguirre. Aguirre crossing center turf off of the boards to Tayu. Tayu marked by Cardenas. Back heel pass to Berto. Berto, nothing there. Good defense by Charlie Gonzalez. That ball comes back out to Topete. Topete out to Spur. Spur down to Tayu. Tayu trying to create himself some space. Back heel pass. Topete with a shot. That gets blocked. And Berto resets to Chris Toth. Berto. Center turf to Topete. Topete spending some time with San Diego.
Certainly not one of the only players to have crossed between these two teams. We've seen quite a few players go back and forth. Oliveira, Gonzalez, most notably of late.
Leo de Oliveira, Chris Toth, a part of a very blockbuster trade a couple of seasons ago. Leo, happy, the Brazilian native, happy in San Diego. I mean, happy in Southern California, rather. He's been in SoCal for quite a while. And there's Topete out to Uzi Tayu. The West Virginia volunteer himself passes it out to the Loyola Marymount Lion, Christian Alvarado. He finds Uzi Tayu. And it is Uzi with a shot high into the netting. Restart, goalkeeper distribution for the Sockers. We find our first media timeout with 7 minutes and 20 seconds left to go in the third quarter. It is the San Diego Sockers 5, the Ontario Fury 2, and we will be back in just a couple of moments with a commercial powered by Ford.
Available interior work surface to work it out up front, plus the capability of available Pro Power on board to work it out in back. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Introducing the all-new 2021 Ford F-150.
We can talk about vaccine hesitancy.
There is a subcategory that is afraid about the speed at which the vaccine was developed. The pioneers are just amazing, incredible individuals. I mean, we're standing on the work that they did.
It really wasn't rushed through. It's extremely difficult to predict who's going to die from COVID and who's not going to die from it.
As we get back to the action, folks, we'd like to remind you to get the latest news on the MASL and your favorite teams by following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram and MASL Arena on Twitter.
Goalkeeper distribution to Pardo. Pardo lets one go. Finds Guerrero Pino on the counter. Guerrero Pino to Tavoid. Off of the boards. Kicked out by Israel Cisse. Soccer still with the ball, maintaining possession. Leo out to Charlie. Charlie back out to Leo. Intercepted by Jeff Hughes. Can Nestor pick things up? Nope. Back out to San Diego.
Beautiful
and
defensive
Berto's
foot
going to get
there.
a whistle. Berto on the push. Foul on the Fury. Soccer's ball. And it is Pino on the restart. Back out to Pardo. 6 minutes and 50 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. Folks, if you're just tuning in right now, the Sockers are up 5-2 on the Ontario Fury here in Toyota Arena. Tavoy Morgan, a hat trick in the first half. Tavoy Morgan has been quiet here in the third quarter. Ms. George De Leon picking things off at Charlie Gonzalez. Uzi Tayu banging one off the boards, but that comes into the capable feet of Guerrero Pino. Pino out to Cerda. Leo to Tavoy. Backheel pass. What a shot and what a save by Chris Toth. Wow. That had goal written all over it, but Toth said no. He may have sliced, he might have diced, but Toth made him think twice. Great save by Chris. Frank Tayu trying to get past Guerrero Pino. Guerrero still a thorn in the King's side. And there's a whistle, foul on Pino. Pino has been playing Frank exceptionally well, as has Cardenas. The King exceptionally quiet for the third straight game thus far.
And Pino just his first foul of the game, despite bodying up Frank for the majority of tonight.
We thought foul trouble would be a thing because it was throughout the course of the first two games. But haven't been that many fouls thus far. The ref has been letting both teams play. Pacheco, great defense by Gerardo. Pacheco back out to Toth. Toth out to Berto. He's marked by Gutierrez. Good pressure by the Sockers.
Can't go back to the keeper.
There's nobody with him. Great defense by San Diego. Oh, off of the board. Stinson utilizing it exceptionally well. Sticking with it. That's why he's one of the best midfielders in the game, folks. Passes it out to Pacheco. Pacheco in some space. Has a shot. Blocked by Rojo.
It has been the boys in blue with the block so far today, Philly.
The boys in blue are making the team in red see a lot of blue. Singing the blues even. Still plenty of time left to go here in the third. 4 minutes and 36 seconds left to go. Berto out to Aguirre. Nearly lets it go to Cerda. Berto off of the boards. Nearly hits striker. Good play by Aguirre. Launches one trying to find Frank, but it's Cardenas to intercept the ball.
Just not enough mustard on that corn dog trying to find its way through there, Philly.
Aguirre to Tayu. Tayu. Again, good defense by the Sockers. He finds Christian Alvarado. Alvarado dumping it down low to Uzi. Uzi, there's a shot blocked by Pardo. Aguirre had a clear opening, but it was Pardo there to thwart that effort. Alvarado trying to clean things up, but it's the Sockers there. Gutierrez. Pee-wee Ortega off of the boards, back to San Diego. Let's take a look at this replay once again. Alvarado.
Beautiful pass in there. Another quick one touch, and it just rolls off of Pardo and over the corner.
Pardo having a heck of a game thus far.
Dangerous back pass there from Cisse to the keeper.
Extremely dangerous. Nestor off of the boards to Cisse. Cisse and Childs. Foul on Childs. Oh, we're going to see a Smurf sighting. A Smurf sighting on Craig Childs for pushing down Israel Cisse. And it is the Fury that find themselves in a power play situation. Let's take a look at the replay once again.
Absolutely. It looks like it's going to be boarding here for Childs as he gets Cisse a couple times there and just runs him down right off the board there. Might be a shove through the back, but awfully close to the board. Enough contact to warrant a trip to the sin bin. I'm sure San Diego's not excited about that, but the Fury are certainly excited about a chance at another power play.
The Fury need to do a better job at converting their power plays. They're under 43% thus far on the season. Let's see if they can capitalize on the man advantage. On the restart, it is Pacheco with a pass to Frank. Franco with a shot blocked by Pardo. Been saying that an awful lot today. Topete. Out to Frank. Frank marked by Pino. Back out to Topete. Willie Spur. Spur needing to be more aggressive. Not very selfish. Frank to Pacheco. Topete. Minute 30 left to go here in the power play. It is Justin Stinson with the ball. He passes it out to Spur. Spur with a shot. Saved by Pardo.
Well, there was certainly some mustard on that shot from Spur. My goodness, Pardo having to fully extend into the air to stop that one.
And that is Stinson. Stinson finding Pacheco. Pacheco back out to Stinson. Stinson passes the ball to the yellow line to Topete. Topete to Spur. Spur finding Pacheco. Pacheco. Oh, trying to find Stinson, but it's Goddard's there to break up that effort. Topete back down to Pacheco. Less than a minute to go. 49 seconds left here in this power play. Pacheco off of the boards. And it is Pardo there again. We've been saying Boris's name an awful lot in this game today, Doctor.
Yeah, he is having a wonderful night. Quite a few saves he's racking up on the tally, and that shot percentage going up each time for him.
Frank passes to Topete. He takes a shot, but blocked by Rojo.
Ooh, as we see a shove and a foul called against Rojo. That would be his second of the night as well, too. No one really entering any kind of foul trouble so far.
And we're just at 20 seconds left to go here for the Fury power play. Frank finds Pacheco. Pacheco out to Topete. Topete out to Spur. Spur to Stinson with a shot. Blocked by Pardo. And it is Gutierrez clearing the ball. Gutierrez on the counter. And it is Stinson there to pick his pocket. 3 seconds left to go. And the Sockers are going to successfully kill another penalty. But it's the Fury on the counter. Pacheco out to Spur. Equal man advantage. Spur with a shot off of the boards. And the Stinson there to pick things up. But no. And that's a whistle. Yes, that is a foul on the Stinger.
Yeah, Stinson just getting his hands around Captain Childs there and finds the whistle against him. And we see a yellow card against, not entirely sure who that's called against. Looks like it's called against Childs, who's heading back to the bin. He just left there.
Suffer and Succotash, another Tweety Bird sighting. Minute and 4 seconds left to go, and it is the Sockers on the restart. Childs is in the sin bin.
Well, can the Fury capitalize on San Diego being without their captain for the next 5 minutes?
Pardo. We're under a minute left to go here in the third quarter, folks. It is Tavoy. Nope. De Leon with Charlie marking him. He passes it out to Cisse. Cisse marked by Morgan. Back out to Toth.
Just 40 seconds left in the quarter.
Toth trying to find Uzi. Uzi sticking with it. Leo. Out with a shot. Saved by Toth. It was Cerda with a heck of a shot. Clean on Toth. Tavoy. Oh, what a block by Cisse.
And it looks like we're going to get a handball. Handball called against Cisse.
Cisse does not like that call. Let's look at the replay. As we can see, there's a save on Toth. There's Leo. Leo with a pass. Still too quick.
Looks like it's the shoulder. But it's just going to be a regular foul here, perhaps?
Stryker was on the field for a little while. Stryker, you need to get back across the boards. We can't see you with a yellow card for dissent. On the restart, it is
huge opportunity here for San Diego.
20.6 seconds left to go. Only one goal scored here in the third quarter. Referee blows the whistle, and it is Charlie. And it is a timeout for San Diego. 20.6 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. The San Diego Sockers up 5-2 on the Ontario Fury, and we will be back in just a couple of moments with a commercial powered to you by Ford.
Available interior work surface to work it out up front, plus the capability of available Pro Power on board to work it out in back. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Introducing the all-new 2021 Ford F-150.
Been a lot of action so far in this game, and if you want to keep up on all the action, tune in to MASL Primetime. MASL Primetime is the home for the best highlights, interviews, and action from the MASL each week. Catch the latest episode each Friday on MASL TV with none other than Alex Bostjuvansky.
I love how you referred to like strap on your Bostjuvanskys. He's doing a great job with MASL Primetime. So thrilled that show is back on the air, and obviously all the MASL fans are thrilled to be watching that show yet again.
I love that studio Alex has got going on there. That is a beautiful spot to be calling the MASL action. Some wonderful stuff as we see some highlights from around the league here. Beautiful goals this week, queuing you up for what Alex is going to take us through this week on MASL Primetime.
You know, and I got to give a shout out. There's been so many unbelievable games that have been going on throughout the course of the season. The Dallas Sidekicks have been winning. The Dallas Sidekicks last season were at the bottom of the barrel. They started off this season pretty much the same way as they ended last season. But lately, they've been going out there and finding the back of the net. The Dallas Sidekicks have been a fun team to watch. There have been so many fun teams to watch. Chihuahua got their first win this weekend. Milwaukee got their first win this weekend. We've seen the Tacoma Stars score 15 goals. It's been a great season thus far, but we're focusing on the Sockers and the Fury. On the restart, it is Charlie Gonzalez. Referee telling the Fury wall to back it up. Waiting for his whistle, waiting for this match to resume. There it is. And it's not Charlie this time. A shot blocked by Toth. Exceptional save by Toth on Escoto. And that is Hernandez on the counter, fighting Uzi Tayu. It's just Uzi and Pardo. He misses wide. Topete off of the boards.
We've got a player down for San Diego. They're asking for a whistle, but nobody's giving it.
And it looks like it's Charlie down on the turf. The Fury had a great opportunity. Let's take a look at this replay.
We see the ball come out here as Fury clear using the boards there. Charlie chasing down Hernandez, cuts across there, and looks like a hamstring he pulled up with. Ooh, that is terrible news for San Diego to be losing their new star man to a hamstring injury. He is currently getting some treatment on the field right now. Head athletic trainer Paul Savage, and this does not look good for San Diego. You absolutely hate seeing players go down with this kind of injury, and that certainly looked gruesome for Chargo.
No, and the crazy thing is, throughout the past two matchups, Charlie has been relatively quiet up until the fourth quarter. Once the fourth quarter started hitting in both games, Charlie has found himself getting goals, getting assists, and we would assume that would be the case again. But him pulling his hamstring is going to have a really big impact on the San Diego offense, and we see the trainer, Paul Savage, trying to get Charlie off of the turf. Charlie not looking too good right now. I don't want to say he's hobbling, but he clearly looks like he's in a bit of pain.
He is not enjoying this moment as he is rough to get off the pitch. And now San Diego are not only going to be without Childs for a few more minutes, but certainly without the services of Charlie Gonzalez. Charlie Golazo himself not going to find any time in the rest of this game. Well, he's heading back to the bench, not the locker room, but I would be very surprised if we see him again tonight, Philly.
Look, I'm not a very athletic man, but I'll tell you, I pulled my hamstring playing kickball, and that's a bad injury, at least when you're out of shape like myself. Charlie, in much better shape, clearly. But with him being out of the lineup, that's a team that forfeits on 4 goals and 3 assists, 7 points. But that's the end of the third quarter. Folks, it is the San Diego Sockers 5, the Ontario Fury 2, and we will be back in just a couple of moments for the finale of Chapter 3.
Available interior work surface to work it out in front, plus the capability of available Pro Power on board to work it out in back. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Introducing the all-new 2021 Ford F-150.
We can talk about vaccine hesitancy.
There is a subcategory that is afraid about the speed at which the vaccine was developed. The pioneers are just amazing, incredible individuals. I mean, we're standing on the work that they did.
It really wasn't rushed through. It's extremely difficult to predict who's going to die from COVID and who's not going to die from it.
Everyone deserves a safe, clean place to call home, where children can grow and thrive. At National Community Renaissance, we are addressing our nation's housing crisis, building in tough neighborhoods and creating communities that support academic achievement, economic mobility, and improved health. With an integrated team of professionals, National Core is transforming lives and communities in California, Florida, Texas, and Arkansas. To learn more, visit nationalcore.org.
Available interior work surface to work it out up front, plus the capability of available Pro Power on board to work it out in back. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Introducing the all-new 2021 Ford F-150.
We can talk about vaccine hesitancy.
There is a subcategory that is afraid about the speed at which the vaccine was developed. The pioneers are just amazing, incredible individuals. I mean, we're standing on the work that they did.
It really wasn't rushed through. It's extremely difficult to predict who's going to die from COVID and who's not going to die from it.
And we are back for the fourth quarter of action in a boisterous crowd under the voice of John Spire, PA announcer for the Fury, as we are kicked off here in the fourth quarter. And the next goal is going to be massive, Philly.
Clearly the Fury have settled down a bit. There's only been one goal in the third quarter. The Fury did not give up any. They settled down. Whatever Jimmy Nordberg said at halftime has clearly made sense. The Fury find themselves in a game only down by 3 thus far. And it is Frank Tayu passing the ball back out to his brother Uzi. Uzi to Izzy. Stinson with a shot off of the boards. Comes off. And it is Frank there to pick things up, clean it. Cisse with a backheel pass to the Stinger. Stinson. Back out to Cisse. Pacheco. Uzi dumping it down low, but dumping it over the boards, rather.
Looks like it's going to be a foul called on San Diego for cleaning out the feet of Uzi there. Looks like it's going to be against Sean Callahan, newcomer, first game for the Sockers.
Sean Callahan, promoted from Sockers 2, making his first appearance wearing the blue and the yellow. And it is Stinson out to Pacheco. Pacheco out to Berto. The birthday boy out to Stinson. Stinson trying to get by Callahan. He passes it down low to Tayu. Tayu out to Berto. Berto with the shot off of the boards. Deflected. And it's Callahan there to pick things up. Good defense by Berto. Berto there to pick Callahan's pocket. And that ball finds its way back out to Toth.
Once again, it's the block by San Diego. Ball's just bouncing off the Blue Man group today.
And it is Hughes trying to utilize the boards, finding his teammate Tayu. San Diego's there. And that ball goes well out of bounds.
And it's going to be a top-of-the-arc restart for the Fury. Huge opportunity to claw themselves back in this game. A chance to make it just a 2-goal difference.
Still have somewhat of a hill to climb here in Ontario. Fury are down by 3 goals, 13 minutes and 26 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter. And it's Topete on the restart. And there's a timeout by the Fury.
With that, we are going to go ahead and head off to break here. We'd like to thank everyone for tuning in to MASL TV, and we'll be right back after these messages powered by Ford.
Available interior work surface to work it out up front, plus the capability of available Pro Power on board to work it out in back. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Introducing the all-new 2021 Ford F-150.
We can talk about vaccine hesitancy.
There is a subcategory that is afraid about the speed at which the vaccine was developed. The Pioneers are just amazing, incredible individuals. I mean, we're standing on the work that they did.
It really wasn't rushed through. It's extremely difficult to predict who's going to die from COVID and who's not going to die from it.
We'd like to thank National Corps as being the proud sponsor of tonight's timeouts. Another timeout brought to you by Corps.
We hear for whom the bell tolls. Topete. He tried to find Stinson, but it was Cardenas there to thwart that effort. We hear Metallica playing in the background. For whom the bell tolls, we shall see what happens. Another quarter left to go here in Toyota Arena. It is Frank Tayu. Marked by Cardenas, passes it out to Topete.
One of the best concerts ever to play here at Toyota Arena, Metallica.
There's a nice picture of James Hetfield in the green room. And it is Justin Stinson with a shot blocked by Pardo.
Ooh, he almost had Pardo lean in the wrong direction, but Pardo once again able to get down and over in time.
Pardo said hell no and thwarted another Ontario Fury effort. Cardenas with a shot deflected. We'll want to give a shout out to our good friend Vic and Athletes in the Making. Athletes in the Making, dedicated to providing the youth of America with teamwork, sportsmanship, and learning experience through sports participation. And believes that all children should have the opportunity to reach their physical potential, and they also believe in promoting a healthy lifestyle that nurtures and enhances the mind. Big shout out to our good friend Vic at Athletes in the Making. And it is Pacheco out to Spur. Spur out to Uzi. 12 minutes and 19 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter. Can the Fury find an answer for the Sockers' offensive attacks? It is Hughes off of the boards to Tayu. Tayu marked by Pino. No whistle. Pino pickpockets Frank out to Tavoy. Sockers on the counter. It is Tavoy to Rojo. Rojo bobbles it, and it is De Leon. Plays really good defense. Pino out to Pee-wee Ortega. Pee-wee out to Rojo. It is Pardo. Dumping it down low, trying to find his target forward in Tavoy Morgan. Whistle.
Looks like it's going to be a handball called against the King there, and Sockers are going to have a great opportunity right here. Forgive me, top of the arc restart.
You're forgiven, my friend. You're forgiven. On the restart, we thought it would be Gutierrez, but it is Cerda at the top of the arc.
Having to take the place of Charlie Gonzalez, who, of course, hamstringed out.
Shot blocked by Berto. Berto out. And that is Leo there to thwart that effort. Uzi out to De Leon. De Leon getting by Escoto. De Leon with a shot. That deflects. Tayu. Uzi. Shot blocked by Pardo. The Pardo wall in full effect. The Fury are not having a good time threading that needle. And it is Berto with the ball. Berto with a shot. Well into the netting, and it is a restart for the Sockers.
Let's go ahead and take a look at this save here. Beautiful bit of work by Pardo once again as the deflection comes and just able to get it in the midsection. Block the Fury from finding the back of the net once again.
We've been saying blocked by Pardo an awful lot today. It is Stinson to Hernandez. Hernandez off of the boards to Berto. Berto. Oh, a handball that doesn't get called. Ball finds its way out to Pee-wee Ortega. Pee-wee with Berto. Berto picks his pocket.
Birthday boy showing the muscle once again.
And it is Cisse. Out to Berto. Or no, that's not Berto. That's Mo. Promoted from Fury too. Mo Guy, Dakar, Senegal by way of Indianapolis, Indiana, Pike High School. We got Mo in the house.
Great work by Mo.
Never mind, I meant Berto. My apologies, folks. I thought it was Mo. That was my bad. I'm entitled to one mess up. That is okay. I've been dying to call Mo's name this game. It is a shot by Topete. That ball gets blocked. Berto. Off of the boards to Stinson. Stinson marked by Cerda. Passes it back out to Berto. Berto finds the ball out to Tayu. Tayu with a shot off of the boards. And that ball goes well out of play.
Gonna have ourselves the top of the arc restart for the Fury.
Folks, again, I apologize. We were anticipating the emergence of Mo Gai, Dakar, Senegal, by way of Indianapolis, Indiana, a member of Fury 2. We anticipated his emergence onto the turf. He's not there. Again, I wanted to give him a shout out because we've been dying to see him on the turf. Exceptional player. My bad. We'll see him soon. Stinson with a shot. Oh, and that ball gets saved. De Leon.
Almost found Frank at the back post there. Escoto putting a great body on him so far.
Spur out to Stinson. Stinson back out to Spur. Spur fighting Tayu down low, marked by Cardenas. Shot off of the boards. Ricochets off. Stinson crossing the yellow line. Back heel pass. Topete. Back out to De Leon. And it is Topete. Oh, he had himself in a situation, but couldn't convert. Ball comes out. De Leon picks things up. 8 minutes and 50 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter. Folks, if you're just tuning in right now, there's a lot of MASL action going on in the league. But if you're just tuning in right now, it is the San Diego Sockers up 5-2 here at Toyota Arena on the Ontario Fury. Hughes to Tayu. Tayu out. There's a shot. That ball gets deflected. Aguirre.
Another block for San Diego.
They're collecting them. They're collecting the blocks, and Pardo's collecting the saves. Tayu. Marked by Cardenas. A shot. Wide right. Deflected off to Pacheco. Pacheco back out to Aguirre. Aguirre out to the King. Now he gets his pocket picked. It's the Sockers on the counter. Leo with Alvarado. Alvarado, great defensive effort by the Loyola Marymount Lion. Toth back out to Alvarado. Alvarado knocks one back, but it's Rojo there to pick things up. We've seen a lot of goals in the first half, Doctor. We haven't seen that many here in the second.
It has been a defensive effort so far in the second quarters. Just the one own goal San Diego put in the back of their own net so far in the second half of tonight's matchup.
And we see Stinson with a heck of a defensive effort. Gerardo out to Rojo. Good pressure by Pacheco. And that ball clearly comes out of play. And it looks like we've got
have a
timeout.
media timeout. Well, folks, as we head to timeout, we'd like to thank Fox Sports. When it comes to Inland Empire sports, the conversation starts and stops here on Fox Sports AM 1350. Home of Coach B, and every here Saturday morning, 9 a.m. on IE Sportsnet. And we'll be right back after this commercial break powered by Ford.
Available interior work surface to work it out up front, plus the capability of available Pro Power on board to work it out in back. Tough this smart can only be called F-150. Introducing the all-new 2021 Ford F-150.
Everyone deserves a safe, clean place to call home, where children can grow and thrive. At National Community Renaissance, we are addressing our nation's housing crisis, building in tough neighborhoods and creating communities that support academic achievement, economic mobility, and improved health. With an integrated team of professionals, National Core is transforming lives and communities in California, Florida, Texas, and Arkansas. To learn more, visit nationalcore.org.
And we're back for the last 7 minutes of fourth quarter action here in Toyota Arena. The Fury trail the Sockers by 3 goals with 7:09 remaining in the game, Philly.
If you're not nervous right now, there's clearly something wrong with you. The tension is palpable. We shall see what the Fury can do. If you're a Fury fan, you're biting your cuticles. If you're a Sockers fan, you're biting your cuticles. Plenty of time left to go. No winner's been declared. We shall see what happens on this restart. There's a shot off of the boards. Pacheco with a monster of a shot. Whistle on the turf.
Looks like not entirely sure what that foul was for. Perhaps somebody getting a little handsy there as the ball was coming down the boards.
Well, whatever it is, that ball finds its way back into the Sockers' possession. Pacheco pressuring the ball. Ball finds its way back out to Pardo. Pardo dumps it down low. Uzi Tayu there to intercept. Out of play, off of Pino. Fury ball. Referee whistling for some space off the Fury restart. And it is Uzi Tayu. Chris Toth. Crossing center turf. Punches it down low to Nestor. Toth operating as a sixth man of sorts.
Of course, on this side of the line, he's welcome to touch the ball multiple times in the fourth quarter.
And it is Uzi dumping it down low, trying to find De Leon, intercepted by San Diego. Off the boards, it's San Diego on the counter. They don't have the numbers. Oh, and it is Uzi Tayu picking the pockets of Cesar Cerda clean. Stinson with a break, shot, just misses. De Leon there to pick things up. Off the boards, back out to Nestor. He finds De Leon. De Leon marked by Gutierrez. Back out to Nestor. Good defense by Escoto. And it looks like it's a foul on Brandon.
That would be third foul of the game for Escoto. He's going to have to watch himself as we head down through these final 5.5 minutes.
Off of the boards, it's Stinson, marked by Rojo. Oh, a clear whistle. Foul on Stinson, though. Restart. Dasher board comes down. National Corps, FYI.
National Corps Renaissance and the Hope Through Housing Foundation provide high-quality, affordable apartment homes and supportive finances that inspire hope, present opportunity, generate prosperity, and empower individuals at all ages.
Way to go on that golazo of a sponsorship shout-out. I will take the assist on that one, Doctor. Morgan catching the ball back, marked by Cisse. Oh!
And looks like we're going to have ourselves a blue card. It is a Smurf sighting as the captain is going to be heading to the bench. Cisse, 2 minutes. And San Diego are going to go on the power play. Exactly what the Fury did not need in this moment, but certainly good news for the boys in blue.
So if you look at that replay right there, it looked like Tavoy looked up, and then the minute a whistle was blown, put his head back down. It was a foul. We're not questioning that. But that was an interesting situation and an interesting display by Tavoy Morgan. But Israel Cisse finds himself in the sin bin, and the Ontario Fury find themselves in the disadvantage and in a position they have not been very successful in, that of a penalty kill.
Well, Cisse, former Galaxy Point defender, finding himself in the sin bin. Right in front of it appears to be LAFC defender Eddie Segura. So we got ourselves I-15 collision and perhaps a little 110 derby action going on the stands tonight, Philly.
Eddie Segura, one of the best defenders in Major League Soccer, a fan of indoor soccer and the Ontario Fury. We welcome Eddie Segura here at Toyota Arena. Gutierrez. Back out up top, Leo. Passes it out. Catches the ball back. Finds Childs. Childs shot. Blocked. Another attempt. Whoa, and we got another goal. We got another goal by the San Diego Sockers. Their 6th of the game. And it looks like it was Christian Gutierrez. Let's take a look at this replay once again. Childs with a shot blocked by Toth. Golden Gutierrez, as our broadcast colleague from the Sockers, Craig Elston, likes to say. Golden Gutierrez.
Finding the back of the net for the second time tonight. It is now a 4-goal advantage for the Sockers with 5 minutes left. And looks like Toth is coming to the bench.
Great goal by the Sockers. Fury yet again in a deeper hole than they were in. Let's see what happens. The 6th attacker is on, and that is Jeff Hughes wearing the 6th attacker jersey. Willie Spur out to Stinson. 4 minutes and 55 seconds left to go. Sockers up 6-2 on the Ontario Fury. Hughes out to Spur. Spur out to Stinson. Stinson off of the boards. Hughes with a shot into the netting. Restart. Goalkeeper distribution for San Diego.
6th attacker off. Toth scrambling to get back in goal as the ball is thrown down by Pardo.
And it is Tavoy Morgan, the hat-trick hero of the first half. Passing it out to Rojo. Rojo out to Cardenas. Cardenas out to Pardo. Pardo out to Pino. Pino finding Rojo. And Morgan on the counter. Berto with the good defense. Pino picking up the ball at center turf. Out to his teammate Cardenas. Cardenas out to Rojo. See Stryker out in the stands. Stryker at least doing his effort as far as the Fury is concerned.
San Diego doing a good job of just maintaining possession, running that clock down, keeping Toth out there.
Pee-wee getting by the Fury defense. Childs out to Rojo. Rojo out to Cardenas. Back out to Rojo, marked by Pacheco. Rojo clearing some space. Gets passed off of the boards. Own goal by the Fury, and it is Johnny Topete, the culprit on that. Another goal for the San Diego Sockers, and we might have jinxed it. We didn't say that there were many goals in the second half, but hey, San Diego's taken that. Topete, own goal. Sockers go up 7-2 with 3 minutes and 41 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter at Toyota Arena.
Well, once again, we see Toth coming out of his box, and once again, San Diego finding the back of his net. He has not been too successful in his defensive attempts to come outside of his own box tonight, Philly.
He's not been the only one that hasn't been successful. We could pretty much say the Ontario Fury has not been successful throughout the course of this matchup. In a game that was highly anticipated, it has been all Sockers. The Sockers are winning this I-15 collision because the Fury found themselves running into a blue and yellow brick wall.
Ooh, Frank claiming he got all ball there, but getting the whistle and a blue card. So it looks like Frank's going to be going to the sin bin, and that just about spells it for this game. For any chance of the Fury finding their way back in, they're going to have to claw from being a man down. That certainly removes any opportunity of a 6th attacker.
Man down with 3 minutes and 26 seconds left to go. Obviously, it doesn't look good. Anything can happen. I've seen that in the world of sports. I've seen Reggie Miller absolutely trounce the Knicks with less than 60 seconds left to go, but that is a different sport and a different demographic and a different caliber of athlete. The Fury don't look like they're going to have a Reggie Miller moment here in this matchup tonight in what is the third chapter of 6 in the I-15 collision.
Been a crazy game. We've seen own goals go both directions. We've seen the Fury unable to capitalize on 2 power plays. San Diego finding the back of the net on their first power play. Will they have an opportunity to extend the lead even further?
And it is Uzi Tayu. A whistle. Looks like he's going to be the culprit for a foul on Craig Childs.
I think it's going to be a drop ball.
Oh, never mind. I stand corrected. Or do I? All right, guess a little bit of miscommunication, but clearly it is the Fury that get the ball back. And it is Berto back out to Toth. Chris Toth calling a timeout. 2 minutes and 52 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter. It is 7-2. It's been all San Diego here in Ontario on this Sunday evening, Doctor.
Yeah, the Blue Man Group's been the one banging the ball in the back of the net so far, that's for sure. A disappointing night for Ontario, a fantastic night for our friends down in San Diego. And we're going to go ahead and head out for a quick break, and we'll be right back. Forgive me, it looks like we're going to hang out just a second here. we just want to thank our friends over at MASL Primetime for once again being behind every bit of action. You can catch our friend Stephen Bostjuvanski with all of that wonderful action every Friday on MASL Primetime, and that is your spot for all the best highlights, interviews, and action from the MASL each week. As we see Stryker and Blake getting at it out there on the pitch. Looks like the Fury's head of social media getting a little fun time in with the mascot, Philly.
Well, it's about the only bit of fun that we've seen from Ontario this evening. Unfortunately, the Fury weren't packing the Fury this evening because they find themselves in a 5-goal deficit against their rivals from down the I-15. Find themselves down in a hole 7-2. 2 minutes and 52 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter. It has been all San Diego.
Yeah, it looks like Topete is going to be the one wearing the 6th attacker jersey, swapping out for Jeff Hughes. And certainly an opportunity for the Fury fans to chill, and we would like to thank the folks at Chill.com, the official CBD brand of the MASL, helping our athletes reach their maximum potential by promoting proper and expedited recovery. Welcome to the MASL Chill Brands.
We appreciate that. We'd love the Chill brand here up in the broadcast booth after this matchup. Uzi Tayu off of the boards. Out to the 6th attacker, Johnny Topete. Topete down to Berto, the birthday boy.
So the Fury find themselves down a man and slow to get a man off the bench on that change there as well, too. Not helping themselves so far.
You're right, I forgot about the foul. That was my bad. Berto out to Topete. Topete de Nestor. Picked up by San Diego. San Diego on the counter. It is Rojo. Topete getting back. Marked by Stinson. And it is Nestor there to thwart that effort. Berto crossing the yellow line.
2 minutes left in the match today.
Topete. Back out to Berto. Berto to Spur. Berto down low to Stinson. Stinson back out to Berto. Minute and 43 seconds left to go here in the matchup.
You have to admire the Fury for maintaining possession despite being down a man, and a bit optimistic with, I guess we'll call it the 5th attacker out there, still down 5 goals with $1:30 left.
Can they add another sucker punch into this matchup? Because, I mean, without a doubt, it's going San Diego's way. Can the Fury at least claw one back?
Well,
Berto.
Frank's out of the bin, so it is a man advantage now for the Fury.
And it is Pardo there to pick things up again.
We've been saying his name an awful lot tonight, and it is timeout San Diego. 1 minute and 7 seconds left in this fourth quarter. It certainly looks like San Diego is going to retain that first place position and walk away with the points from Toyota Arena today. But we will be right back, folks, in just a minute for the last of the fourth quarter. Folks, we are going to be back here 10 days from now on the 26th versus guess who, Philly?
I don't know.
It's going to be the San Diego Sockers
once
again in 10 days. The Fury are going to have to make a quick road trip out to the East Coast and then come back once again for this rivalry that certainly seems to have been one-sided tonight.
The Sockers are going to be taking a 4-game road trip, but the Fury are going to be going out to the Northeast next week as they play the Baltimore Blast on the 21st. Oh, there's a shot off of the boards. And then Utica City FC on the 23rd, coming back to Toyota Arena here on the 26th to take on the Sockers for the 4th of 6 matchups in this I-15 collision. We're clearly calling it a collision right now because I can't stress the fact that the Fury ran into a blue and yellow brick wall, but we shall see what shall happen. Plenty of time left, plenty of season left. 35 seconds left to go here in the fourth quarter.
If San Diego proved anything last year, all you need to do is punch your ticket to the playoffs, and you can find yourself hoisting a cup as Stinson gets dropped to the deck, and Ontario's going to have a chance to find themselves, well, maybe a bit of a consolation prize with 26 seconds left in the game, Philly.
Look, whether it's 1-0 or 100-1, it doesn't matter. A win's a win, and San Diego's clearly going to come out on top. It'd be nice for the Fury to get a consolation goal, but it doesn't matter. It's been all Sockers. Stinson with a shot. That gets blocked by Pino into the netting. It's going to come back to the Fury. 23.6 seconds left to go. All Sockers. Sockers have played an unbelievable matchup, and hats off to them. They clearly were the dominant team of this evening.
And perhaps fitting that it's a block by San Diego once again.
And it is Guerrero Pino who has been outstanding all season long. Guerrero Pino playing fantastic defense against our Fury.
Well, it was Tavoy Morgan with the hat trick, but you have to say man of the match for San Diego. Probably going to Pino as the final whistle blows. And our final score, folks, it is San Diego 7, Ontario 2.
Fury held to only 2 goals, a high-scoring team. A high-scoring team, a team that averages nearly 6 goals per game, only got a third of what they normally get. And you got to tip your hat off to Phil Salvaggio and the San Diego Sockers. If you're a Fury fan, you hate to hear this. But if you're a Sockers fan, this was an outstanding victory for you and a statement game as far as the Western Conference is concerned.
Absolutely. It was a defensive-minded Sockers that it ended up costing them the game last week, and they certainly showed that their defense has taken a mighty improvement over the course of 1 week as the Sockers defense won them this game, Philly.
A very big blowout, if you will. Both games prior to tonight were exceptionally close. This match, I mean, really, from the start of the first quarter was all San Diego. The Fury did not get themselves in the game. There was an opportunity where the scoring line was 5-2, but it's been all San Diego. Let's take a look at a couple of replays in this matchup. We see Guerrero Pino passing it out. There's a shot off of the boards, and that's Craig Childs off of the rebound.
San Diego got the scoring started, and unanswered goals seem to be a theme throughout the course of this series, and it would be 5 unanswered goals for San Diego to start this game, and, well, the Fury could just never climb their way back in. Is a beautiful golazo there by Tavoy Morgan. Just some cheeky stuff as he's able to collect the ball off the boards, and absolutely nothing Toth could do about that one.
I mean, cheeky within its own right. Tavoy Morgan was everywhere within that first half. We see Emmanuel Aguirre with a shot blocked by Pardo. I feel like we said blocked by Pardo 1,000 times. We see Christian Gutierrez slipping one past Chris Toth, who was well out of position on that play. Emmanuel Aguirre didn't have an opportunity. Chris Toth well out of position. Christian Gutierrez, another goal here at Toyota Arena. Taking a look at that right again. And that pretty much, that goal right there summed up this matchup for the Fury. It was a slow and brutal death, if I do say so myself. We see a shot by Willie Spur, blocked by Boris Pardo off of a restart. We see Charlie Gonzalez, and there's another goal.
Tavoy Morgan once again finding the back of the net on a training ground goal as the Fury defense just could not figure out what San Diego were up to there. Wide open man at the back post.
You can credit that for Tavoy Morgan, but that goal really was created by Craig Childs. Take a look. We got Tavoy Morgan again. Tavoy Morgan, look, the kid's an outstanding player. Harrisburg Heat are missing him tremendously. San Diego are welcoming him with open arms. He's been such a difference maker.
Pacheco, the only one for the Fury to find the back of the net today, is a beautiful bit of fake shot work on his part and finding a top shelf for Grandma Keeps the Cookies there. Shout out to our friend Bergrid and Vassos.
Well, you mean De Leon. George De Leon getting a... No, you're good, brother. You're good. It was George De Leon scoring a beautiful goal. The Fury we never said that often throughout the course of this broadcast. We see Emmanuel Aguirre again with a shot blocked by Pardo. I wish I could count how many times I said blocked by Pardo. He was an outstanding player. And that was... Look, the Fury only had one in reality as far as their goal scoring line was concerned because the Sockers scored one for the Fury themselves.
Well, it's the offensive prowess of Stinson that forces Rojo to try and get a foot on this ball here. You don't want to see that ball get to Stinson. But once again, there you find the back of the net as an own goal would be a theme throughout the course of this match as well, too, as we see another brilliant save by Pardo there.
It's Willie
Once
Spur with a
again,
shot
Pardo
blocked
with-
by Pardo. Pardo's the star of this game. Look, Tavoy Morgan with a hat trick, rock star. But Pardo, look, the Seton Hall Pirate himself was a bandit in terms of robbing the Fury of several goal opportunities. We see the replay again is De Leon blocked.
That might have been the save of the night for Pardo as he's able to change direction and get down low here and block this shot. Really impressive work from him all throughout tonight's game.
And we're waiting momentarily for a pitch side with Panda, perhaps. We'll see what happens. But this game has been all Fury. The Fury will be back at Toyota Arena to square off against the San Diego Sockers for Chapter 4 of 6 in this I-15 collision on January the 26th. We shall see what happens there. Again, we are moments away from pitch side with Panda, just waiting to see who she grabs from the turf. As we stated prior, the San Diego Sockers are going on a road trip. We shall see if COVID protocol prevents them from going down to Chihuahua, because that is their next game on the 21st.
Yeah, they were slated for a pair of games both Friday and Saturday, the 21st and 22nd in Chihuahua. Hopefully things mellow out with regards to COVID and they get a chance to head down there. Love to see that arena for the first time this season.
Corner Sports Arena down in Chihuahua, an outdoor setup. Would love to see what the aesthetics there are like. And again, congratulations to Chihuahua. They got their first win of the season just today. We shall see what happens there. Going down to Mexico is an exciting endeavor within its own right. We hope to go down there when the Fury face Chihuahua later on in the season.
Love me heading down south of the border. Some of my favorite trips going down to Mexico, and hopefully we get a chance to bring you a broadcast from down there in Chihuahua. We're hoping to make that happen for you folks. We know that San Diego's going to try something a little different. They're going to do an English broadcast from the United States, just picking up on that feed, and sounds like our buddy Craig's a little jealous that we get to go Mexico.
Well, I'd be jealous, too, if somebody I knew was going down to Mexico, because it's a heck of a trip. Again, we are moments away from what we hope to be a pitch side with Panda. It looks like Panda's grabbed Corey Murray. We shall see what happens.
Well, certainly tune in to MASL TV Friday, January 21st at 4:35 Pacific Standard for your next Ontario Fury game. They're going to be taking on Baltimore Blast on Friday. And then with the day off Saturday, travel day, they'll be heading to upstate New York for a match against Utica FC, and that's going to be Sunday, January 23rd. That's a morning game at 11 a.m. But with that, we are going to head pitch side with Panda for a conversation with assistant coach Corey Murray.
Panda with Corey Murray happening momentarily. We stand corrected. We were anticipating Corey Murray with pitch side with Panda, but we are going to have Panda pitch side with head coach Jimmy Nordberg. All right, so we are officially ready for pitch side with Panda, as Panda's standing down on the turf live with head coach Jimmy Nordberg. Panda, take it away.
I'm here with head coach Jimmy Nordberg, and unfortunately not the result that the Fury were looking for tonight. They are a much better team, unfortunately, than the scoreline would show, losing 7-2 to the Sockers. Jimmy, what do you think happened tonight so that we lost in this way?
You know, the Sockers are a very good team, and I thought our first half was sloppy. And so you get a big lead against a good team, and it makes it very difficult. So I thought we played much better in the second half, but we just weren't sharp around the goal tonight. And with only scoring two goals in a game, you're not going to win too many matches. So we got to get better at that.
Yeah, you guys outshot the Sockers 28-22, so you were definitely trying to create those chances and getting there, but Pardo just seemed to be too much of a force to be reckoned with tonight and had a great game. What do you guys need to do going forward to kind of regroup and get ready for your next matchup?
Yeah, we got Baltimore coming up, so it's a quick turnaround for us, and I think you got to get back to the drawing board and work on some finishing. And I thought our defensive work was better in the second half, so we got to build off of that. But ultimately, we got to start games better because we can't spot teams these leads.
Yeah, especially the Sockers, like you said, they're so good. I mean, coming from behind and winning feels good to do that, but we can't always rely on that. And yes, going forward, this team is much better than they showed tonight. So all the best of the luck. Can't wait to see what they do in the next game.
Yep. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, back to you guys.
That was Amanda the Panda Filliman down turf side, pitch side with head coach Jimmy Nordberg. And if you're the Fury, you got to harness your inner Ted Lasso in the sense that be a goldfish. You've got to forget about what happened. This was the Fury's ugliest loss in quite a while, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't define them. The San Diego Sockers were the victors, and they deserve this hands down. But if you're the Fury and your head coach Jimmy Nordberg, what do you say? What do you look for with the next match heading out to the Northeast to tackle the Baltimore Blast?
Well, I think, Philly, this ties into a lot of our keys of the game, right? It was try and keep a body on the big guys for San Diego. That clearly didn't happen tonight. Get Frank involved. Frank once again finds himself off of the score sheet in terms of goals once again. And I think for the Fury, playing the ball out of their own defensive end proved to be a problem. Protecting the ball certainly was an issue for the Fury coming out. And with regards to the shots, you can take all the shots you want, but they were right into a defender each time tonight. You've really got to save that shooting chance for when you have a look at goal. And the Fury just couldn't find it tonight. You got to tip your cap to San Diego. Their defense was all over the place. From Pardo on forward, they had a man in between the Fury and the goal on virtually every shot, and it certainly reflected in a scoreline that was difficult to see, but we'll be back at it 10 days later, folks, here on MASL TV for a rematch for the very fourth time against the San Diego Sockers after a quick trip out to the East Coast. But on behalf of Christian Philly Philemon, our sideline reporter Amanda Philemon, and everyone involved in the Ontario Fury and MASL, and of course the San Diego Sockers, we would like to thank you all so much for tuning in tonight. Y'all have yourselves a wonderful evening, and we'll catch you next time.
See you on the 26th.